In today's video, we are going to check how to attach a breast cup to a princess tat and make it look very good, like a corset. Follow me and find out. So the first thing we'll be doing is to join them together, like both sides that we've seen. As usual, for tailors in the house, you already know you have to join the center and the sides together after applying your SD. Yeah. Some people use warden, some people use SD, depending on how full you want the front part to be and what the customer prefers. For people that are very busty, I prefer to use SD so they don't look extra busty. Afterwards, you go to your ironing table. You iron it after you've notched it. You iron where you seal, you open it out, just like what I am doing here. You iron everything out. Don't lay it flat too. Use something under to push out those parts that are meant to, Then afterwards, you take your breast cup, you measure 3 inches, like you want to put that on your clothes. You take out 3 inches and you put it on your sewing machine and you sew out the 3 inches just as if you want to make a dart on your dresses or your tops or whatsoever. Yeah, so you take 3 inches. It pushes out the bra for people who cannot get the real push-up bras cup for their client. Afterwards, you attach a bony to the center where the dart stops. You attach a bony there. I'm using candle on my bony because when you are sewing bony on machines at times, it keeps cutting thread. So that's another hack you need to know. I rub it with candle. When I use candle, I sew it softly. At that point, it begins to move. So if you are the kind of person that has been sewing bony and your thread keeps cutting when you are doing it, you can try out this hack. Just use candle and sew gently, which is what I'm doing here. So I attached the bony immediately where the 3 inches stopped, from the first edge to the second edge. So this is what you have. See, it makes it look pumped out. Then you want to attach it to your dress. You take the center of the cup, you already notch it, and you put it to the center of what you've sewn. This is where your office pins are really needed. Then you begin to attach. You can't gum immediately. You begin to attach it. This part is very delicate. You need to take your time to attach it and centralize it to make sure it is the exact place you want it to be. I notched the upper part of my bra cup and the lower part. I didn't bother to notch the lower part because the lower part is already centralized due to the darts. So it was only the upper part I centralized, and I made sure the upper part that I notched is meeting where I sealed together for the princess cut. So it makes it even and it makes it lay very well. Afterwards, I use my pin. I begin to attach. So this is me still attaching. While attaching, I'm making sure the fabric is firm to the breast cup. That is why I'm dragging. You don't have to over drag, but you can see I'm really making sure it's firm and securing it with my office pin. So make sure you drag enough to make sure it's firm, because if you don't do this, by the time you do your finishing, some places might be a bit bulky to look big. It will not be very firm on your body or your client's body. So you have to be very sure of what you are doing. This is the point where you can always adjust. When you finish it and realize that it's not firm enough, you can always remove the pins and do it again before you get to the final stage, which might be very hard for you to adjust. That is why I'm taking my time here. Can you see? I'm dragging it to make sure it's firm to the breast cup size. You can see. So this is what it looks like at the other side. Yeah, so we are almost done. Once you can achieve this and it looks good, you have to confirm if it looks good. Then you take your waxing gum. You begin to apply. If you don't have a gluing gum, fear not. You can see what I'm doing. I just put the waxing gum on a candle, anything that has fire. Then it melts immediately. Then you begin to put it around the tip. And please do not let the waxing gum be too much, because you are using an S-tape. If it is too much, it will be visible on the outer part of the fabric and it will not make your work neat at all. So all you have to do is to just take the gum and attach slightly around the edge. And this gum lasts so well. So that is why you have to be very careful before you start putting it, and make sure you've positioned the bra cup exactly where you want it to be, because once the gum touches it and it dries off, it is almost impossible to remove it. If you'll be removing it, the fabric won't be looking so neat as it is supposed to look like. So you have to be very careful. So this is me taking my waxing gum around it.